Hi there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 2611 of What You Up To Now. Today we're talking about the IDEANCE process, communication, of course, all this month. How do we supersize and grow our business with respect to communication? And how do we be a better person for the Be a Better You annual challenge, where we're doing one thing every day to be a better version of ourselves. So we came up with, hopefully you've come up with, but if you haven't, you're going to do that today along with step 1 of the IDEANCE process. An area of communication that is our biggest concern right now, either personally or for growing and building and supersizing our business. We're doing it in both groups. So I'm doing the same thing for both groups. I'm working personally on really identifying and solidifying and starting to create my personal brand, right? I've been around a long time, and I have yet to say and share in a consistent, coherent way across all my platforms and across all my businesses who I am, what I stand for, etc. And it's long overdue. So that is my commitment, and that's what I'm doing the IDEANCE process on today. Now, the first step of the IDEANCE process is asking yourself and identifying what is your current story. What is your current situation? What's going on in the area of communication that you want to work on, or you want to set a goal in, or you want to improve? Usually I set goals in areas I want to improve in, right? And then I'm sharing Shannon's story. I'm going to do Shannon all year long. I decided last night when I was working on this, I'm like, okay, I used Shannon in January. I'm going to use, and we're going to follow her as she implements the annual challenge throughout the entire year. That means every month we cover the IDEANCE process. We're going to share her story and what she's doing, what she's picked. And she's picked honing in her and improving her public speaking skills. She's already a business coach, an established business coach, so she fits both our business and personal for the Be a Better You annual challenge, because what we do personally impacts what we do as businesses and business owners. So she wants to get better at public speaking, and she identified 3 areas that she knows she needs to improve in. And so that's where she'll start as she goes through the IDEANCE process. What is? And she identified those 3 areas. And we're going to do the same thing too. I think 3 is a good number specific to the area that we're working on. More than that, it starts to get hard and complicated. But we'll talk about that tomorrow a little bit more. But today, just identify a communication area in your life that you'd like to see improvement in, or you've got a goal set in. Maybe you want to be better on a social media platform. Maybe you want to have a personal brand. Maybe you want to be a better communicator in your most intimate relationships, or with your kids. Whatever it is for you, pick it out, identify it, and go through the IDEANCE process with us. Why? And why do I do this? Why do we even do this? We create at the beginning of every year in January, as part of the annual challenge, we create our own process for, excuse me, ever get that little clog in your throat? Hate that. Okay, we create our own process. Last year it was the growing process, because our annual challenge was the Let's Grow annual challenge, where we did one thing every day to grow, continuously improve, right? So this year we're adding and we created our own IDEANCE process. Why? Because it shows you that we can take things that we know and a process that works and create one of our own. And as we practice it and implement it and use it and tweak it and test it, we do make it our own, and we install it in our subconscious, and it becomes another tool in our toolbox that we can use to create the life we want. Now, we read about a lot of other people's tools and processes, and guess what? They just created those or made those up too. So why I do this is I want to show you that you have the power to create and make up your own processes and tweak and test and create tools to make them your own and to make them work for you. I don't know how many tools and how many times we hear the same motivational saying and things and never do anything with it. And then the 100th time we hear it, maybe it will click for us, or maybe a certain person will say it, and all of a sudden it gets through all the noise that we're hearing, and it has a huge impact on us. And I want us to know that we can speed up that process by choosing to be open and looking for that. And one of the ways we can do that is creating our own processes, creating our own tools. I was talking to my daughter the other day. She's like, well, don't you have a planner? I'm like, yeah, I have a planner, but it's my own that I've created over several decades of experience with literally hundreds of other people's processes and planners. And finally, I realized, like so many others, which is why there's so many out there, I needed to create my own. My own works for me. It might not work for other people, which is why I don't really share it. But if you're curious, just ask. But I have my own structured way of doing my daily planning and my weekly, monthly, annual, etc. And I do share that as part of the challenge. So if I can help you in any way, hit me up and ask. Otherwise, have an awesome day, and I will be with you tomorrow. Bye.